Welcome to the Naina Redhu experience.
I really wanted to get this recorded quickly because obviously someone asked me a question. It wasn't meant for this podcast, but they sent me a message on, they sent me an email asking me how, okay, first of all, they said that they knew that people in India go through, these experiences with clients and unprofessionalism or whatever I write about on my WTF Naina column. You can check it out on WTFNAINA.com. And they wanted to know how these measures that I took affected my business. Now, first of all, I didn't quite understand what they meant by measures because I don't name people, I don't name the brands. I try and protect people's privacy as much as I can. But I do think it is important to share these experiences because I can only imagine that had someone shared these experiences when I was starting out, I think it would have been extremely useful for me. I would have understood how this works. I probably would have been able to establish my standards and ethics on professionalism way before. It wouldn't have taken me so long to understand that contracts are important, for example, etc. It wouldn't have taken me so long to understand that just because a client is paying me money, they don't own me. It's a fair exchange of value. They get to use my talents and skills and I get money in exchange of that. So it's not like if someone's paying me money, then I have to do their bidding. And it took me a really long time to understand that I was invested in this as much as the client was invested in this and that I could make the rules too. So my main reason for sharing whatever I do online or my experiences or the What the Fuck Naina column, the idea was to put it out there. I don't want to look at it as being able to help other people because I think that's a little arrogant. But I did want to put it out there for someone like me who was, working the way I do. I work solo. It can get quite lonely. You don't really have people you can bounce ideas off of. When I started blogging, there weren't many other bloggers around. When blogging became a professional thing, when I started making money and brands started approaching me to pay me for this, there really weren't many other people around that I could actually ask who had been doing this for a longer time than I had been doing it. So there wasn't anyone I could really look up to. There were no standards per se. It is blogging and even photography is still, it's a new thing. Photography because of the way the medium has changed. It's no longer, it has evolved so quickly that I think any photographer who enters the market right now faces very different challenges than what a photographer, say 50 years ago or even 10 years ago faced. It's a lot more competitive. There are a lot more photographers in the market. Clients are more educated. Photographers are more educated. So the way I look at it is you never know, maybe somebody might find it of use. In any case, to me, it is a way of blogging all this or writing about all this or talking about all this is a way for me to look at how I have grown. Obviously, I'm not perfect. I don't think anyone should, convince themselves that they're perfect. It's a constant process of growth and learning. And I think I'm a better person than I was before. I mean, I still remember 2-3 years ago, I used to bitch about PR people and how every, person that got in touch with me is an asshole and how I was so pissed. No, everybody was unprofessional. I still face a lot of challenges like this, but I've learned to deal with them differently. I am still very, I would say, like someone uses the word enthu cutlet. I'm still quite enthusiastic and passionate and I enjoy doing the things that I do, and I still get upset and I still like, oh my God, how can someone say something like this? And what the hell? Like, this is not how it's supposed to work. But I have started to understand that that's not the right way to communicate with people. So that's been a learning for me. Similarly, it's taken me my own time to grow and learn and experiment and fail and lots of trial and error. So the idea behind sharing all this online was that maybe somebody might find it useful. As far as the measures I take, it's quite simple. I mean, if someone gets in touch with me and says, we want you to do X, I try to understand what that X is by asking them for examples, either from my own portfolio, my own blog, or something that they've done previously with another blogger or photographer, or something that they've seen online. That's important because most of us are not very good with articulating what it is that we want. So one good way to do it is to find examples and then share those examples and say, hey, this is kind of what I'm looking for. It gives me an idea of the scope of the assignment, the kind of work it will involve, and then I can, price it accordingly, decide deliverables, decide whether it will work for the brand or not, the client's brand and my Naina.co brand. So I do that. And of course, I have certain principles or, policies, so to speak, that I don't want to, follow. One of them, of course, even this person asked me was that, for example, the 100% advance thing. I mean, how many people say no because you tell them that it's 100% advance? And my point is, dude, I don't really let them say no. I am the one who says no. This is the way I do things. And if someone comes to me, a prospective client, and says that, we don't do 100% advance, so then I say, okay, fine, thank you, and bye-bye. Because I don't not do 100% advance. So this is not something that, I mean, how does it affect business? How would you know if someone has decided that, Naina is a certain way, or has decided that, I'm an asshole? They're not going to come and tell me that, hey, I think you're an asshole, so I'm not going to work with you, are they? So I don't know. Has it affected business? I mean, I'm comfortable. I'm not in the run or the race here to make X amount of money every month, and that if I don't make it, I'm going to die or I'm going to be depressed or something. I'm not into that at all. But it's, I don't know. How would you know? How would you know how your business is affected? I mean, I'm not failing. I'm not an internationally known photographer. So it's up to you. What is your definition of what are you okay with? Whether you want to say that is success, a certain amount of money in your bank, a certain number of holidays you take every year, the number of, the number of emails. I don't know. I mean, I'm already dealing with a lot of work that I get. Most of it is inbound and I can't deal with it. There's a lot of it. So I would think I'm doing fine, really. I mean, money is something that you can never make enough of. So for me, the money was always important to get paid for what I do, what I'm good at, what I think adds value to the client. So I must get paid for it. But it's never been the defining factor. For me, the more important things are how professional is the client, how well do they enable me to deliver the best that I can. For me, those things are more important: professionalism, respect for the other person's time, clear communication. I'm not saying, again, I don't expect everyone to be perfect, but I expect some basic level of being open to getting the work done. If the goal on both sides of the table is that, hey, we want to do this, then I want to look for ways to make it happen. So that when I go in with that goal, then I try to find ways of making it work. Yes, sometimes there is compromise. For example, take the 100% advance thing, as a case in point. It's not, every new inquiry that I get, I make it very clear from the first email itself saying that, it has to be paid and it has to be 100% in advance. I don't work without that. And then some, prospective clients come back to me and say that, hey, we can't do 100% advance, but we still want to work with you, which is great, but I don't work like that. So I tell them that, look, I appreciate it. I would also love to work with you. I would like to work with everybody. I don't care what you think about me behind my back. If you're coming to me and saying we need to do work, I'm on. And you don't have to like me. That's what I think, this whole thing about, likability and all, it's bollocks. I mean, to some extent, yes, if the person is a complete asshole and they're mean and they're rude, etc., and they deliver shit work, then obviously, why would you work with them? But if, the person does good work and doesn't want to have a conversation with you for a long period of time, that's fine. Just do the work in GTFO, which means get the fuck out, for those who didn't know. Trust me, I didn't know either for a very long time. So when they come back and say that we can't do 100%, and then I say, okay, maybe I can't do this. Thank you, but I don't do this. And then some of them come back and say, oh, we can do 50%. And I'm like, dude, if you can do 50%, you can do 100%. Right? So let's not do this. This is not a game. This is not negotiable. So this is for new clients. Look, because I don't know you, you don't know me. I can show you the work that I have done on my blog. There are records of clients I have worked with. You have references. You can go and talk to them without even checking with me who to speak to. You can just look at my portfolio section and be like, okay, these are the clients. These are the 10 people we need to reach out to and find out if Naina really is an asshole or not. And I don't know you. I don't have any proof of how you treat other vendors, because 99% of other vendors don't blog. They don't talk about their experiences. Even when I talk about my experiences with, clients or any other assignments that I've done, I don't mention names, because I don't think it is that, to some extent, yes, that person is responsible, but there are deep-rooted issues, in an organization or in the industry or professional culture in general, in India, for example. So I don't think it is nice to point out one person and put all the blame on them. And sometimes I'm at fault too, and I have written about all the fuck-ups that I've done and things that I've learned from. I blog about those too. And I ask people for feedback. I want clients to tell me that, okay, hey, we liked the photos that you delivered, or we didn't like the photos that you delivered, or you didn't follow the brief, or anything really. You weren't on time, we didn't like what you wore, whatever. If it fits, if it's relevant, I want that feedback. You'll be surprised, no one comes back with feedback. I've had like 2 clients in my entire career who've come back to me with good, usable feedback. They've told me that, oh, we've seen how your work was when we hired you for the first assignment, and this is the 3rd assignment, and already your work has evolved so much. So in a way, they're telling me that my work was bad and now it's better. But that's true, isn't it? That's how it evolves, and it's nice to know that it's getting better. Because working alone, it can get very, I don't really know. So the self-doubt can try and, sabotage your self-esteem, and it can get crippling sometimes. And I'm like, oh my God, they're hiring me, they're paying me so much money. What if I'm not able to deliver? Or even after I've delivered, I'm like, oh my God, are those images actually that good, or are they just being nice to me? So it's this self-doubt thing, you can't, when you're working alone, just like you don't know whether you're running a successful business, because I don't know how business is being affected. Same way, I don't really know unless I get feedback. See, people who leave comments on the internet and Instagram and Facebook, etc., most of them are doing it just because they're being nice. That's not really feedback. It's that dopamine drip of validation. But they're not the people who are paying you to do it. So I appreciate all those comments, and I really love looking at all the number of likes, etc. But I am very well aware that that's not how my bills are going to be paid. That is not how more people will find out about my work. It's the clients who actually put the money where their mouth is. So I am more interested in feedback from the clients. So if a client comes and tells me, hey, you were a little rude, or you were so nice, or whatever, that's important. I need to know that. Apart from that, whether I'm being successful or not, I think I'm okay. I'm not looking to rent a suite in Manhattan and move to New York, and I'm good. I'm cool. I take a vacation whenever I want to. I take on assignments whenever I want to. I say no a lot. 9 out of 10 times I'm saying, this doesn't fit. I can't do this. I'd love to work with you, but we need to find a different approach. And sometimes that doesn't work because clients have a certain approach in mind already and they just want that done. But it doesn't fit with my brand sometimes. It doesn't fit with the kind of work that I do. So it doesn't work out. And yeah, if the client, especially if it's a new client, comes and says that, hey, we don't do 100% advance, that's a global policy, then yeah, we don't work together. It's really, it is that simple. If you think that is money I'm leaving on the table, well, yeah, oh my God, I leave a lot of money on the table, because it's not just the money, is it? I'm not like, oh my God, money, let me go there. Oh my God, money. No. It needs to be money, and it fits. It works. I enjoy it. I am able to express my skills and creativity and bring value to the client's brand and to my own brand. I want to elevate everybody. I'm not going to work with a brand that doesn't get it. Just, I don't care how much money they have. I'll find a way to make it work, and I will pitch that approach to them. But in all probability, it won't work out. So yeah, I say no a lot. There are a lot of assignments that come in, we talk about, and they don't work out. And sometimes I've had cases where we've talked about it, we've finalized everything. They've agreed on the money that they're going to pay. They've agreed on the deliverables. I've agreed on the kind of, proposal. We've chalked everything out. And then the moment comes for them to pay, and they're like, oh, we don't do 100% advance. We can't do that. And I'm like, I wrote that to you 3 weeks ago in my first email. Oh, but we thought, thought what? It's written. You don't have to think. So there have been times like that also. And which is fine. I mean, the assignment doesn't work out. Too bad. And then there are brands that have global policies which, for example, say that we don't pay bloggers. So, well, I don't work with you. Then there are brands which have policies that basically say that we have a 90-day credit line and we will pay you 90 days after the assignment. No, you won't, because I won't work with you. So you're not going to pay me. And with existing clients, I don't have to ask them for an advance. They have been paying me in advance and they continue to do that. There have been cases where people have come to me, 2 days before an assignment, and it was a great assignment. I said, fuck it, let's do it. And I told them to give me a date by which they would pay me. And they paid by that date. And usually it's about 7 days, within 7 days, within 5 days, within 10 days. And they paid to me on time. And they've done it more than once. So I'm okay with not getting 100% advance there, because I know they'll make it happen. So, but these are people I've been working with for the last 3, 4, 5 years. I have a relationship with them. They're nice to me. I'm nice to them. That's how relationships are built. It's not just the money. It's not just business. Business is also personal. You don't have to necessarily like me or all of me. You can't. Yeah, I mean, you're human, I'm human. It's cool. Sometimes, you might work with someone you don't completely like. Sometimes you might totally love the person that you work with. You might find me odd, weird, overwhelming, whatever. I don't care. As long as you're giving me work to do, I love you. If you're paying me to do it, I love you. If you're being professional, polite, courteous, I love you. I will work for you. And nothing else really matters. If I'm able to deliver value to the client's brand, I don't really care what they actually think of me as a person. I have my circle of friends and my family. They love me despite my quirks. I don't expect that from anyone else. Because no one has the time, dude. Like, who cares? No one cares whether my hair are like this or what clothes I'm wearing. Really, trust me, no one gives a fuck. This is work. This is work. So you gotta work it. And that's what I'm here for. So business success is in your own head. It's in my own head. I have good months. I have bad months. I have some really, really good months, which means that if I get 4 or 5 assignments in that month, I'm basically done for the rest of the year. So my goals are very standard and limited. I don't have these goals that, if I made 12 lakhs last year, this year I have to make 24. No, it's okay. Like what I barely have any expenses. Most of the stuff now, because of the kind of work that I do, brands send me clothes, they send me shoes, they send me bags, they send me perfumes. It's really, I barely have any expenses. So the kind of things that I end up spending money on are travel, then equipment upgrades all the time, whether it's a laptop or it's a camera or it's a new lens. There is no escaping that. Or, sometimes in a year I'll be like, I really want to buy this, and I'll buy it. But I really don't have an extensive wardrobe with 5,000, shoes or dresses or whatever. I had 40 pairs of shoes and I threw away half of them, still have 20 and more keep coming in, which is why I asked brands to please first show me what are you sending me, because what if I don't like it? What is the point of it then? If it is about my personal style, then it should be about my personal style. So I barely have any expenses. I have rent and fuel and things like that. That's pretty much it. Domain charges, yeah, domain and hosting charges, and using apps, etc. that help me blog. Though that's my main expense. Apart from that, whatever money I kind of make is pure profit for me. So I run the house, and that's it. It's not that hard. I mean, I think 12 to 14 lakhs a year is actually pretty comfy. I recently spoke to a blogger who said that they make 2 lakhs a month and they're young, they're still in college. And I was like, whoa, dude, that is so cool. And they were like, yeah, I need to save that up because they want to go study in a school abroad, and that school's going to be really expensive and they don't want to ask their parents for that money. Brilliant, yeah. This is awesome. So it depends. I mean, I'd love to make 2 lakhs a month, but if that means that I have to go back into wedding photography, no thank you, because that's not, the money was great, yeah. Wedding photography, the money was exceptionally good. I mean, 2 days of shooting, I could easily make 3 lakhs, but it was killing me. I was miserable. I would come back home and I would bitch about it for the rest of the year. Like for 2 months till the next wedding came on and I found another reason to bitch about something else. I would just bitch and moan and be miserable, and I did not want to do that anymore. So I quit wedding photography. And I have stayed quit despite everyone else's best attempts to say, oh my god, we love your photos, please come back. Great, thank you very much. But I know you're not going to be the one who's going to pay me to do it. People who want to pay me to do it, if they come and say, hey, we have a 3-hour event, a wedding is an event, right? 3 hours, you treat me professionally, we deal with it like it's a regular gig, sure, I'm on board. But the problem is, because in general photography and blogging and India in general, so much is an unorganized sector. There are no standards, there are no benchmarks, everybody just wings it. Even now, people are shocked when they see a contract from an Indian photographer. And that's bollocks. That is bollocks. Just because I'm an Indian vendor and I'm working with someone from abroad, I have contracts, I have TNC, I have usage licensing. Just because you have worked with a photographer previously who didn't know his elbow from his arse doesn't mean I'm the same. So it's just, this thing of, clients not being sure how to deal with vendors is because we vendors only have screwed ourselves. Because so many before me, for example, photographers who work with clients regularly, they don't have contracts. Bloggers don't have contracts. Bloggers sign away all their rights. They don't understand what intellectual property is. They don't understand what copyright is. They don't understand usage licensing. Bloggers too, yes, that is your IP. That is your stuff that you have created. Bloggers end up using press release images and images that clients send them. And they get paid for posting press releases on their blog. So yeah, I understand where clients also coming from, which is why it's important to have a conversation. And that is how you gauge, okay, this is how this person works and let's find a way to work together. Which is why, please, I don't like going to blogger events. I much rather prefer business meetings. So if the team wants to meet me, I'd much rather meet them without the alcohol and the food. Thank you very much. This is just, one rotten part of the industry that I don't understand. I don't want to go to events. No thanks. I'd rather stay home in my PJs. I have said this so many times, but people keep inviting me, which is kind of nice because it means that, it's some level of validation or self-importance or whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm like, boss, kaam karao, yaar. Where's the work? Let's do the work. Let's make amazing shit for your brand. Let's produce these amazing images. Let's fucking art direct it. Let's make these photos that, elevate your brand. And I get to show off that I worked with this client, for example. So I want to do that, yeah. You tell me, acha, if there is work here, come. I will come. Don't call me for a, blogger get-together, please. Ugh. So, yeah, measures, I don't know how they affect me. I mean, people hate me, fine. I really can't control what people feel, right? And I really don't have the time to think about what people think about me. And that has not been an easy road. It's not like I woke up one day and I said, oh, I don't care what people think about me anymore. I do. It's hard to escape it. It's a human thing. You want external validation. Random people will come and tell you, oh, those people think that you are so terrible to work with. So they always have put your name on the list, but they don't want to work with you. People come and do that. And I'm like, theek hai yaar. Acha hai na, nahi karna na, mat karo. Like, it's good riddance in a way, isn't it? Because if you're someone who has decided Naina is this way without ever having met me, without ever having spoken to me, without ever having been to my blog, then oh my god, thank god I'm not working with you. Because that's such a huge red flag. If you are basing your interpretation of a person from hearsay, please don't work with me. Don't waste my time. I have better things to do than educating you, because I will not spend time educating you. If you don't already know it, my telling you is not going to make a difference. Who am I? Why do you care what I have to say? You do what you do, just leave me alone. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure it affects in some way, some in good ways. My clients who work with me, who love me, they actually love me. Like, they love me, okay? And that is priceless. So there are some people who will get you and there are some people who will not get you. So there's always going to be like things like that. Some will want to work with you, some will not want to work with you. As long as there is no direct malice where you are on purpose making a fool out of somebody or taking them for a ride, it's fine. Really, it's absolutely fine. And I am responsible for my actions. I have fucked up a lot of times and I take full responsibility for that. I have been mean and rude and I've been an asshole. I try to get better every day. Self-awareness is easy to talk about and say, oh, I'm, self-aware. That's great. But what are you going to do about it? So that's a daily practice where you have to be very mindful and you have to think about, oh my God, what did I just say? What did I mean? Where was it coming from? Am I insecure? Am I not confident? Do I think my photography sucks? Do I think my blogging is really bad? I'm not really saving lives with photography and blogging, so what's the big deal? What do I think of yourself? Those voices in your head, that's a thing that I think solo entrepreneurs like me deal with pretty much on a daily basis. As far as success is concerned, yeah, sometimes money is slow, but I have some saved up from the last 3 months where I had good days and good months. So that works. And when I have no work, then I do my own blogging thing and I've got lots to do. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm like, my God, where the fuck did the day go? Where like it's already Feb end. This will be publishing sometime in March, first week of March. And I'm like, 2 months of 2017 are already gone. This year's goals, I'm reminding myself again, are to meet people, whether for business or otherwise, but solo, face-to-face, in-person meetings. And the second goal is to focus on myself. I don't care what other bloggers are doing. I don't care if they're buying followers. I don't care how many posts they've made. I want to do what I do and I want to focus on that. So that's that. You know where to find me everywhere online. On Twitter, I'm at @Naina, Naina. You can email me your questions and leave comments anywhere you like, YouTube, on the blog. And let me know if there's anything else you'd like to know. Today I was just basically trying to answer that question of how wearing my heart on my sleeve online affects my business. And I hope I've been able to address that to some extent. Thank you for listening. Have fun. Until next time. Bye-bye.